Hey everybody, welcome to week 7. We have officially entered the corn season, which is super exciting for a lot of us that patiently await Bench's sweet corn every year. So officially week 7, it is week A. If you have a bi-weekly share, it is also cheese week. And it is the first week of the sampler share. So we have maybe some extra newbies who are trying out the CSA thing and picked up their first box tonight, which is also super exciting. So yeah, this is week 7. Not a lot of announcements. Just a reminder that our farmers are taking that little vacation week at the end of August. I know I've posted about it several times. So the 24th to the 29th, just remember there's no CSA pickup that week. Doesn't shorten the boxes that you're getting at all. It's just like a little pause button. So there's no CSA pickup that week. All right, so just to kind of get started, our featured vegetable of the week is fennel. I feel like we maybe have this once a year, if not twice a year, maybe not even every other year. So it's kind of like a fun new thing that you normally wouldn't buy from the grocery store. But this is fennel. Some people love it, some people hate it. If you haven't found a way that you like it, maybe try a different way this year. But you are going to store this in a green bag in your refrigerator when you get home. It kind of has that licorice-y flavor to it, which decreases once you cook it or roast it. So if you haven't been a fan of raw fennel in like a salad, maybe try roasting it or grilling it this season. But you're going to kind of store it as is. You could even cut off some of these fronds if you wanted to, and the stems before you put it in the green bag. These fronds, like this green dill looking part, you would actually use like a finishing herb like you would dill, so you could sprinkle it on some avocado toast or on some fish if you wanted to. Like you could definitely finish off a meal with it. When you go to use it, I'm just going to do it right now. When you go to use the fennel, you are going to cut off these stems and fronds, and you're going to mainly use this bulb part. And you're going to cut off this bottom part right here and then kind of peel off this outer skin and slice it up. Raw, it's delicious in salads, especially with like orange or like citrus, grapefruit type dressing or that combination. There's a great recipe in the newsletter this week featuring peaches, which is perfect because you also have peaches if you get the fruit share. Or you can roast it, grill it. If you're not wanting to try it just as like a main vegetable side dish, it's also really tasty with like chicken or pork. If you open up that email this week in the newsletter, in the recipe PDF, there's also a recipe using fennel with a roasted chicken. So you could totally check that out. But our farmers would love it if we could all share what we're doing with the fennel, whether it's a salad or something cooked. So that is the challenge this week, is to post a picture of how your family's enjoying the fennel. It is #GreatFennel. I can't even read my own writing. Great Fennel Experience 26. It starts today. It lasts through the 4th. So post your images or pictures of how you enjoy the fennel, whether it's a raw salad or cooked or roasted. When you go to store it, you're just going to store it in a green bag, unwashed, and then give it a good rinse before you go to use it. And then, like I said, these fronds are also edible. You would use them like you would parsley or dill. And the stems, probably not so much. So I'm just going to throw this all in a green bag for right now, throw it in my refrigerator, use it this week. Other new type vegetable we have this week is corn, which actually comes from Farmer Kurt's family farm, Bench's sweet corn. It is technically not organic, but it is non-GMO and super, super delicious and super tasty. So from this point forward, we will probably get corn every single week, at least for the next month, if not 6 to 8 weeks. So just kind of keep that in mind. We will let you know, in August, mid-August is like the best time to freeze sweet corn. But when you get this home, you can just throw it in your fridge in the bag that it was in your box, this plastic bag, the sooner you enjoy it, the sweeter it's going to be. So the longer that it sits in your fridge, it's going to get a little bit starchier. So if you want it super sweet, sooner the better. Store it in your fridge, enjoy it for the next few days. It's going to be good longer than that. It's just not going to be as tasty. And corn, remember, you could cook this, you could grill it, boil it, steam it, whatever you want to do, but you can also enjoy it raw. Like my favorite way to use this corn is actually in like a raw corn salad with some extra vegetables, maybe some black beans, like a lime type vinaigrette. So you could also do just like a corn salad with it, or a corn salsa. So that is the Dave's sweet corn. My favorite tool for getting the corn off the husk is this little corn husker thing right here. I posted a link to it a few weeks ago in the group, so I'll make sure I put that in the comments. Some people don't like this tool, other people just prefer the chef's knife. So whatever you prefer, you do you. Other new vegetable, we've got these torpedo onions here. These are raw onions, so they do need to be kept refrigerated. They are not cured. Probably used within a couple weeks here. Remember, onions are always like a dice and freeze item, so you could just chop these guys up, throw them in a freezer safe bag, and put them in the freezer if you wanted to, if you were running out of space in your refrigerator. But to store these guys, I'm going to put them in a green bag. These tops can just be cut off and put in your veggie scrap bag. These raw onions, like I said, they need to be kept refrigerated. So I've got one onion left from last week. I'm just going to throw these all in this Ziploc just to kind of keep all my onions together. When you go to use them, you can rinse them off, and you're just going to chop off the bottom and kind of peel off that outer skin. They're super delicious grilled. There's also a recipe in the PDF this week for a jam using these onions. So all those in the refrigerator, not cured, need to be kept cold. All right, and then other kind of new-ish thing this week, we've got these delicious golden beets with really great greens. So remember, anytime you have a root vegetable and you get it home, you want to cut off those greens. That's going to buy you a bunch of extra time. And if you want to use these beet greens, you would use them just like you would spinach or some of the kale or any of the other green tops from like kohlrabi, that type of thing. Meaning you could saute them, put them in omelets. You could also save up all those greens and make those green cubes that we've talked about. So I am going to do that. I'm going to I've got this kind of little bag of greens here, and I'm just kind of shoving all my extra ones in there because I'm going to hopefully make some green cubes in the next few weeks. I'm going to put those in there, throw those in my refrigerator. These golden beets you would kind of use just like you would the regular red beets. I think these are the best raw, like grated in a salad or pickled. So you're just gonna kind of store them dry and dirty as is, and then when you go to use them, you're gonna peel off that outer skin, or if you roasted them, it's super easy to peel them afterwards. But I'm just gonna show you, these are so beautiful. Like this bright yellow beet, pickled, amazing on salad, burgers, all that good stuff, are fermented into a slaw. But you can sub these in like you would the red beets, but I do find they taste a little bit different and I enjoy them more raw. If you do grate them for like fritters or just to have on top of a salad, they do oxidize really easily, so they're going to turn brown fairly quickly, so I wouldn't grate them days ahead. I would kind of use that, grate them as needed. So I'm going to store these for right now in a Ziploc. They're going to be good for a while. No rush with beets. So those are our golden beets. We've also got some delicious kale again. Kale seems to be on repeat this year. So if you're overwhelmed, you can always freeze kale. You can blanch it and freeze it into like little green cubes or like discs to add to like soups and stews later on in the winter. You can also put it in a veggie scrap bag, or not a veggie scrap bag, a veggie soup bag. If you're not sure what that is, look at my post from this past Friday. I post about what a veggie soup bag is, because that's one of my favorite exit strategies over the CSA season, is just kind of put a bunch of vegetables in a Ziploc bag, throw it in the freezer with some diced tomatoes, and then I put it in the crock pot at some point over the winter. But kale needs to go in a green bag. You're going to store it just dry and dirty as is. You can cut off the stems if you need a little bit of extra space. The sooner you enjoy the kale, the sweeter it's going to be. The longer it sits in that refrigerator, the more bitter it gets. So I actually have all this other dino kale from last week still. I gotta get this taken care of. So I'm gonna put an extra paper towel in this bag and just maybe see what I can fit in here for right now. And get that in my refrigerator, but I definitely have greens to take care of the next few weeks. So that's the kale. We've got broccoli. Again, remember, broccoli is one of those organic vegetables that tends to store like some extra friends or critters sometimes. So before you go to use it, you want to get a bowl, fill it up with some cold water, put a little bit of sea salt in there, and just kind of dunk it in and let it set for a few minutes. And if there's any extra little critters hiding in the broccoli, they're going to float to the top. So make sure you wash off the broccoli. I'm going to store this guy as is. I actually have a little bit left from last week. The sooner you get to the broccoli, the better. Otherwise, it does get a little bit bitter. Broccoli is one thing I would not put in those veggie soup bags. It doesn't freeze well if it's not blanched. So just kind of keep that in mind. I would try to enjoy this guy sooner, or blanch it before you freeze it. All those leaves and everything are totally edible, just like you would eat kale or spinach or the kohlrabi leaves or something like that. You could add it to a little stir fry or a saute or a skillet meal. And then we've got some beautiful zucchini. I've actually gotten a good variety of summer squash this year. This is the first time I've had the green zucchini, but I've had patty pan. I've also had like the yellow squash. We try to include a good variety of recipes for summer squash in the weekly emails, just because I know sometimes people can get a little burnt out. Just remember, if you wanted to freeze zucchini, you could definitely grate it and kind of absorb the excess moisture with a paper towel, and then freeze it in freezer-safe bags in the portions that you plan on baking it with. So like if you have a zucchini bread recipe that calls for half a cup or a cup of shredded zucchini, you could freeze it in 1 cup portions, and that would be a great way to preserve it for winter use. You can also dice it up like you would and make it kind of in an ice cube type shape, and freeze those cubes in the freezer, and then add those frozen cubes to smoothies for some extra fibers, for some extra nutrients in smoothies, and you will never even know it's there. It's also really great in those veggie soup bags that I mentioned. So when in doubt, chop it up, add it in a veggie soup bag with some of your kale, some of that cabbage, some onions, some diced tomatoes, and you've got a great crock pot meal over the winter. So I'm going to throw these in a green bag. I have found that the yellow squash or the patty pan squash kind of goes bad faster than the green zucchini. So just kind of have that on your radar if you have one of the yellow ones. And then we've got some beautiful lettuce here. As always, I'm just going to store this dry and dirty with a paper towel to absorb some of that excess moisture. And then when I go to use it, I'm going to rinse it off, spin it dry, cut off this bottom here. Remember, once you rinse it off and spin it dry, it just kind of cuts off a few days of storage time. So you could totally do that when you get home tonight, but it's probably not going to last as long. So if you know you're going to use it up in the next couple days, go for it. I love it. But if you're not sure when you're going to use the lettuce, I would probably just store it dry and dirty, and then cut it up, rinse it off closer to when you know you're going to enjoy it. And then we've got cucumbers. Cucumbers, you just store in that veggie drawer in a bag or not in a bag. Rinse them off before you go to use them. The cucumbers from Shared Legacy are not waxed, so they don't have to be peeled. You can peel them if you want to, but I say leave the peel on if you don't mind. You're going to get some extra red fiber that way. So these probably within the next week. And then fruit share this week. It is week A. We've got a bunch of delicious peaches that are not quite ripe. So if you want them to ripen faster, I would put some in a brown paper bag and leave them on your counter. That's going to accelerate the ripening process. If you want them to ripen a little bit slower, just leave them on your counter without the brown paper bag. And if you want to buy yourself some time, put some in the fridge, and that's going to buy you even more days. So we've got a great amount of peaches here. And then we've got some delicious blueberries and raspberries. I have really been liking these containers. I rinse them off when I get home and store them in this container. But if you didn't have containers like this, I would just store them as is in those plastic containers and then rinse them off before you go to use them. But great volume of berries. If you're overwhelmed with the fruit, all the fruit we have this week is a bag and freeze item. So you could freeze these blueberries in a Ziploc, you could freeze these berries in a Ziploc, you could freeze the peaches, and then use them in like oatmeal, fruit, baked goods, smoothies over the winter time if you wanted to. And then cheese this week, we've got some new ones, which is kind of fun. We've got this Gouda cheese, and I read the flavor, oh yeah, a cumin. So a little bit more of like a savory cheese, and then we've got a sun-dried tomato and Italian herb Gouda. So great cheeses for a cheese board, or for some fancy grilled cheese sandwiches. If you're overwhelmed with cheeses and you're not sure what to do, all these you absolutely can just throw in the freezer and pull out later on this winter if you want to. So lots of great veggies this week. Can't wait to see what you guys do with this fennel. And yeah, we are officially into corn season. So happy week 7.